Hello, welcome to the world of Tantra. Happy New Year, everybody. From now on, at this program, we're going to have a dialogue rather than me teaching you or lecturing to you about the different aspects of the Mahavidya goddesses. During the dialogue, it's going to be a question and answer time so that you can clear your doubts and understand the Mahavidya goddess better. In a dialogue, you have more opportunities to learn rather than me lecturing to you what I think about the Mahavidya goddesses. Like if you ask me questions and I answer your question, I'll start each topic as to what the topic is all about and give you a brief on the subject, and then we can go from there.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, those of you who are on Facebook, or even if you don't want to join Facebook, even if you get into my page or my profile page and then you see an article, and each of the articles will be talking about the Mahavidya goddesses or Mother Kali, mainly Mother Kali, because she is the central figure. Let us start this session by invoking Lord Ganesh so that he removes the obstacles in our chakra system or our spine, because Ganesh removes the obstacles, the cobwebs that you have in your spine, rather than obstacles in your path. Om Shri Hari Klim Glum Gang Ganapadaye Namaha Om Shri Hari Klim Glum Gang Ganapadaye Namaha Om Shri Hari Klim Glum Gang Ganapadaye Namaha So normally you start with Ganesh, and then it's also good to invoke the gurus. So in my case, I call upon Swami Shivananda. You can change that name to whatever whoever you have as your guru. Om Harim Shivananda Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahe Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Om Harim Shivananda Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahe Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Om Harim Shivananda Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahe Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Here I like to add another, call upon another great master. He's known as Yoga Swami from Jaffna. Om Hrim Yoga Swami Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya dhimahe tanno hamsa prachodayat. Om Harim Yogaswami Hamsaya Vitmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahe Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. Om Harim Yogaswami Hamsaya Vitmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahe Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat. After invoking the Guru, then you have the planetary Guru or Jupiter, whom you want also to awaken in your third eye so that you have more wisdom. Om Brahm Brahaspade Namaha Om. Om Brahm Brahaspade Namaha Om. Om Brahm Brahaspade Namaha Om. Once you have done them, then you can go to the Mahavidya goddesses, always starting with Kali. Then you choose whom you like most, whether it's Tara or Bhuvaneswari, because you got to remember when you do Kali, you virtually do a lot of the goddesses, because you do the Hrim, you do the Kleem, and you do the Hum. So the three forces gives you a very powerful beginning. Then because you do cream, when you focus on cream, you focus on your throat chakra and the rest of your body. On the other hand, some of you may want to invoke Tara as well. Because what Tara does is that she gets rid of the poisons within your body, toxic poisons. So in a way, she is important, but yeah, in my case, I keep to doing Kali.
And Babaji, yes, I would like to say something.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for, first of all, being here with everyone, and I've learned some of the most beautiful things. But first, I would start with I love that you do the mantras when we come on and come into the lecture. So I would say one of my favorites that I've learned aside from the Ganesha mantra, which Ajahn has taught me in the goddess group, is a Kali mantra. I love the way that that sounds. And also some of the information, just on the goddesses, especially Kali. I remember I talked to you about 2 weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago, on setting up an altar for her and the things you were telling me that I needed and that I can get. And that really was exciting for me. Also, when it comes to keeping your practicing Tantra, keeping your body clean. So practicing, healthy fasting, what not to eat, and especially with women coming into priestesshood, not shaving. Because you said our pubic hair is our protection. So all of that and taking all that in, I've learned a lot more, but those are some of the things that really stick out to me as well. So yeah.
That's good. I'm proud of you. I mean, you're doing well.
Thank you, Babaji.
You gotta keep being there, okay? Keep practicing. Make your daily sadhana. Hi, Asha. So the invocation of the goddesses is very important.
Greetings, Babaji. I'm sorry I couldn't unmute.
Yeah,
Vanakkam.
Vanakam. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here with you and everyone that joined.
Yeah, Happy New Year to everybody. Okay, now since everybody is here, I think, or at least everybody who is in time now, let's do Kali mantra. Before you arrive, I did the Ganesh mantra, the Guru mantra, both, and Jupiter mantra. Now let's do Kali mantra again. And then today we're going to speak about Kamakhya. Who Kamakhya is, and how is Kali associated with Kamakhya, and why I do differently the mantras compared to a lot of see, a lot of times when you go into YouTube, all you hear is Om Kreem Kleem Kleem Kamakhya Swaha, because they focus on pleasure, kama, and she's beyond more than just kama. Just because it's the yoni is not about just kama. This is the funny part of it. When people think in terms of the yoni, they think in terms of pleasure. It is beyond pleasure. It is the creative force of the universe. So we have to understand that to honor that space in our body. I mean, space in your body as women. So the mantras, even, I mean, I keep changing the mantras. Like those who study with me, like Eureka and you will realize I've given you one mantra once, and then another time, another mantra. And today I might even go one step further on changing that again. Because it's mantras is all about feeling how you want to project on the particular energy. It's not about just doing the sound, because it's about programming your body, putting that information between the bija mantra and your thought waves, how you think. What's your affirmation when you're doing the mantras? What's your focus in doing the mantras? Okay, so that focus has to be there. That focus is the one that takes us where we want to go. So let's do Kali mantra first. Kreem 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 Reem Reem Hum Dakshani Kalike Kreem 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 Reem Reem Hum Swaha Kreem 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 Reem Reem Hum Dakshani Kalike Kreem 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 Reem Reem Hum Swaha Kreem 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 Reem Reem Hum Dakshani Kalike Cream, 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 Harim, Harim, hum, swaha. Now, what I would do is this, I'll give you the words because some of you have not been here before. So it's good that you have the words, then it's easier for you to follow. Today, you just heard me. And then when you're at home practicing, at least you have something to go upon. The ones who actually study with me on a weekly basis, one-on-one, then they don't have to worry because they have the notes and they have all the mantras. Now, the first mantra, as I said, you always do Ganesh mantra. Each week I've been sharing this, but then every time I see a new face, and then I have to share it again. Then we have, at the moment, I've given you the Guru mantra and Ganesh mantra. And now I need to give you Jupiter mantra. Yeah, you can, Asha. You can speak while I'm busy.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby. Oh, you wanted me to speak. I was actually going to ask you, did you want me to to type them in for you?
Nah.
So you'll be sharing with us about Kamakhya. I know I don't see Honey is not here today. I don't see her, but she had mentioned that she visited Kamakhya temple.
Yeah.
Was one of the places that you would journey to, or no? Was it what different pithas that you would take groups to?
No, I don't go to. I
Kamakhya.
didn't go to Kamakhya temple.
You
I do
took to
mainly southern India because it's a lot
Kamakhya.
more friendlier to me.
Mhm.
Because in the north, when you are a southern Indian, you're
Mm,
treated differently.
mm,
And they also, I mean, like a few times I've been up in the north when you want to do puja, and then they keep trying to sell you the puja.
mm.
Keep
God
com-
is willing, things open up for Malaysia where you can leave, then we can do another journey with you.
yeah, I don't know whether that is going to be in the near corner. Okay, so I should don't keep hoping.
We're holding out hope, Babaji.
Yeah, I know, because I think we have to learn to accept that we have to
Yeah,
live with this.
yes,
This is not going to go away in the next, I mean, every time. It's the system. The system needs to make money. And we're here to suckers who have to pay for it. Except they use the law to make sure that you pay them the money. The vaccine doesn't actually prevent you from being infected.
right.
In fact, a lot of times it weakens your immune system,
Mm,
and some people get black clots and a lot of
yeah,
different things. I mean, I don't want to speak here about it
yeah.
because I'm not an expert on that subject. I like to speak about how you, if you want to vaccinate because you want to come and visit me, okay, then how do you keep your immune system at peak so that it doesn't affect you? What it does is actually affects your immune system. For that matter, anyone's, like a lot of kids who get autism is because they get vaccinated very young, too young when the body is not ready. And also because a lot of women, I mean, a lot of wombs, okay, let's say not women, a lot of wombs are not as strong as they're meant to be because there's a lot of stress around it. There's a lot of usage of the vagina for every purpose, for a headache, for a fight, for anything, always gets end up there. Okay, it's more like genital therapy rather than love therapy. So that creates the fundamental problem there for the womb to be weakened. The divine architects within the womb have to be active for a child to grow healthy, completely healthy. I mean, when you hear today, you hear more about fibroids and cysts and this and that. I mean, when I started working with sound, I didn't hear about fibroids a lot. Now I hear it like it's another thing which is normal. And menstrual discomfort is another thing which is very common, which is not meant to be common. What we're doing here is we're trying to come together as a community and build a good foundation for that, that children do not have to be deprived of their full energy. So when you do mantras, you're not talking about finding God. Okay, let's forget about, God and goddesses and finding them. Let's talk about basic need. What do we want out of it? Okay, what do we achieve by doing mantra? That is more important. Whether it's a Bible, whether it's about Gita, any spiritual teaching, the first thing they say, everything began with sound. Okay, your body is all about sound. Your 72,000 nadis are sound channels. So when your sound that you make, instead of finding harmony within yourself, becomes an aggressive tone, what information do you send into your body? Remember that every time you get angry or you're aggressive or that sound travels into your body. So different energy have different organs. So your spleen get affected, your heart get affected, with women it's worse, their breast gets affected, their womb gets affected, because they are your power, but also your curse. If you don't understand that, you are actually programming yourself every time you open your mouth. So the more you talk about the divine and about self-empowerment, the more you grow. The more you talk about rubbish, the more you become like rubbish. So your voice is very important. So you select what you say, select how you share yourself. That's paramount importance. Without that, you've got very little going for you. You have to learn how to use your voice. And one more thing, you have to learn to walk as well. If you walk like a baby elephant, you send shock waves right through your body by the sound of your feet. Remember that all the nadis end at your feet and your palm. So if you walk like a baby elephant, you behave like a baby elephant. If you walk with grace, your behavior is grace as well. Your voice becomes grace, your communication becomes grace. Now we have this week, Ilka joined us. She's the queen of Agni Homa. I mean, since she learned Agni Homa, she's done 45 of them. And of the 45, a lot of them are more than 5 hours in one sitting. How many of you do sadhana even more than an hour? You do, yes. How many more here? We have 2 people here who do more than 2 hours. What about the others?
I'm getting there, Babaji, slowly but surely.
That's very good.
Sending Babaji, I'm getting there. Anakam.
Vanakkam.
Yeah,
Vanakkam,
Dina and
Babaji.
Teresa, definitely, I know you're doing the work.
Yeah. So the question is this. We spend a lot of time eating, so-called having fun, hoping to be happy, having fun, hoping, hoping is never reality. The real way of having fun is to be empowered. How powerful are we? So how do we use sound to invoke that inner power within ourselves? That's more important. It's not a question like when you read even my notes that I give with planets, if you do 21,000 mantras, you attain, okay? But the question is, it's no point of doing 21 mantras in a hurry or 21,000 mantras in a hurry. When you listen to priests, they work by the clock. They have to do so many mantras, they got to invoke so many different energies within a particular time. So they go Om Shrim Shrim Shrim, Om Shrim, Om Shrim Shrim Klim Swaha, Om Shrim Shrim Klim, that way. Instead of going Om Shrim Hrim Klim Swaha. So the idea is God is not outside of you. God is not even in the fire. God is within you. You invoke the goddess within you, and the fire helps you energize that energy, adds power to your words. So when you combine Agni and words and breath, they become a lot more powerful. The inner fire becomes a lot more ignited. And that inner fire will spread and burn all the impurities in the body. So that's why it's important to do Agni and Agni, breath, and mantras. But when you do mantras, it has to be slow. It has to go into your body. You have to feel the energy. Now, anybody has any questions so far?
Babaji, I have a question on Agni breath. I'm not sure if I remember that. What is Agni breath?
Agni is fire. So when you breathe, you also create, when you take your breath in completely into your lungs, you fill your lungs up. That means you push your stomach out when you breathe in. And when it gets into that, you feel a warmth that takes place in your body. You find sometimes if you're in the beginning of this journey, you find suddenly your ears getting warm, and then you're feeling your body warmth increases. That's the fire burning in you. That's the fire that comes out of your breath and your sound. Sound is energy, breath is energy. So when you put both the energies together, the purification of your body takes place. So the paramount important is how you make the sound. If you make the sound, if you just sing Om Hrim Namah Shivaya, Om Hrim Namah Shivaya, or you go Om Hrim Namah Shivaya, oh great, I feel in my heart. Can it go more than that? Because that's why the Hrim and Om in the Shiva mantra is very important. When you go so when you do that, it opens up the space in your third eye, this area of space. Instead of going, see, there's a big difference there. You're sending it into the body. Okay, you're trying to find all the space in the body without actually first connecting to the space in your third eye area. So if to do that, you have to do it. Now, when you all hear this, can you tell me what's the difference between the two Oms?
One goes to the third eye and one to the heart.
Yeah, so how do I make that happen?
The length of the O, and the short O sends the sound to the third eye, and the longer O to the heart.
Yep, that's how. And you can send the Om to anywhere you want, but primarily you want to send the Om to your third eye. So you do a very short O and a long M. And look into your third eye. Focus on your third eye when you do that. Because if you don't focus in your third eye, it's not going to be very strong. When you focus in the third eye, then it becomes a lot stronger. You have to have that focus all the time. Eureka, you want to share about Agni?
Yes, I can always share about Agni. This is really my great love. Sri Param inspired me so much to do that when I was with him, especially the last time, 2 years ago. It was exactly 2 years ago that I was with you for 3 months. And we had a lot of Agni fire ceremonies. And for me, Agni fire ceremony is a way to, first of all, to pray, to be grateful, but also to invoke and activate all the different deities and divine energies within me. So I find combining the fire with the mantras is opening up a channel, is open up like an energetic dome. I really can feel that in my home because I do the Agni fire ceremony always at the same place. I set up a space there in alignment to what Sri Param taught me. And it's like it's become like a great passion for me, really. Each time I do it, I feel more passionate about it, and I can feel how the fire energy, the sacred fire energy, is being activated within me. Can totally feel that. And also I feel with the fire, it's much easier to feel the energy of the different mantras in the body. So even when we do Agni, we do the mantras in a shorter way because we do a lot of mantras. We still do it in a way that we feel the mantras in the body. And it's wonderful to just tune into the energies and sense and feel and give the specific offering that is in alignment with the energy that we are calling. So I find it's in a way it's a science, but it's also like it's a very sacred ritual that deeply allows us to be in the divine, to activate the divine energies within us. And for me, it's bringing up a lot of happiness. That's just a byproduct. Because when I do that, afterwards, I feel full of energy. I feel grateful. I feel blessed. And it's also wonderful to see how the different energies, they even call to me. Like, there's of course a certain row how we do the mantras, a certain order how we do them, but then in between there are energies that are just speaking to me as I do the ceremony. So and that is different each time I do it. It's not the same ceremony each time. It's really changing because a divine communication starts to happen, and it's really the most beautiful ritual I have ever done. It's become my life, really. It's absolute priority in my life, and I'm eternally grateful to you, Sri Param, for igniting that flame within me. Really eternally grateful for everything you taught me. It's I think it's 3 years now that I'm with you.
Yeah.
I do 3 years, yeah. Early 20.
Let me remind you of 3 years every week.
Yeah.
And also coming to Malaysia in person, coming to India, coming to Malaysia in person, and spending 2 months, 3 months. They are the ways that we used to do in the old days. When we found a teacher, we went to the teacher, we spent time experiencing, not learning, but experiencing. There's a big difference between learning and experiencing. Like when she was with me, I walked out and made her do the Agni. So there was no one that guide her there. She's watched me. Adhika has watched me for a while. And then one day I said, okay, your turn to do it. And then I walked away. Same thing with puja. It's an experience. And when we do Agni, either one of us do Agni, we choose a special day when the energy of the moon, okay, is at its peak or at special. Moon, mainly in peak. Either dark moon or the bright moon. So there is already an energy in the atmosphere and within our body that supports us. And all we do is just be ignited. We give it more power. We give it more life so that it actually blends, unites you with that energy. That is very essential. It's not that you do, I mean, in the early, before religion came, religion is man-made institution. Actually, I call it man-made institution to suppress human beings and keep them controlled. Be it Christianity, be it the Templism, not Hinduism, but Templism. There's a big difference between Tantra, Templism, or Hinduism, Tantra, and Templism. Templalism is an institution. The real art of prayer was fire from the beginning until today. Just that fire takes, there are many elements that go into fire. First, it takes a lot of time to set it up. It becomes a lifestyle. You just don't go and throw a few pieces of wood and start the fire and do your mantras. No, you have to prepare the Agni pit. You have to create. You got to connect with all the ingredients that you're going to offer. There's a relationship between you and the ingredients that has to be done with respect and reverence. So there's a whole lot of, you take about an hour or so before you have minimum time. It can be more than, even longer than that. I used to remember when I was in Australia, I used to spend the morning preparing and then in the morning doing Agni for 4 hours, then having a break. And usually what I do is during the break, I take a walk to a particular coffee shop that I used to go in Melbourne. I'll go and have a cup of coffee and then I come back and then start preparing again for the evening Agni Homa. And used to do another 4 or 5 hours. That means 8 hours minimum a day was an Agni Homa every day. Then the first time I had a group of Dutch people came to India with me for 3 months. We did Agni every day. Agni should be the form of worship. It's about igniting the fire. Everything is about igniting the fire. Your breath is igniting the fire. Agni is igniting the fire. The sound frequency of your voice. Remember, this is the sound frequency of your voice, not any instrument. Has immense power, better than a singing bowl or gong or anything. And it's something that you can carry with you wherever you go. You don't have to carry extra luggage in your plane, nothing. But it also costs you a lot of pain if you open it wrongly. Your voice is your power or your curse. Remember this as well. It can be your curse, it can be your power. And Agni would be the best way to burn all of it and give you another beginning, another start, another journey. Don't you agree, my dear?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's really, there's an evolution in it. You start, and when you start, maybe you're very busy still doing it right, but then you drop into the energy and you surrender. It's about surrendering. It's not anything that you can do by mentally planning. You maybe start like that, but then if you don't surrender, nothing happens.
I don't think so. Even then, it's about being conscious of what you're doing. Sound mental. Like because you already set it up. When you're setting it up, it's the mental. Okay? Plus consciousness of what you're going to do. But when you start doing it, it looks like you're actually focusing and trying to do it the right way. But actually it's not. It's about your passion, your love, your caring. And then you go beyond the caring after a while. Then you go into that unconscious, subconscious journey of not worrying about what you're doing, but trying to feel what's being done. So both are perfect. I wouldn't grade one as better than the other. Okay, the preparing is the one that it's mundane, like a lot of times. Cleaning the Agni pit, but it's still lovemaking. So if you start the whole process as a lovemaking ritual, you find after 6 hours of lovemaking, it makes a lot of difference in your life. Now, this time, Kali in terms of Kamakhya. Now, with Kamakhya, she is still Kali. Okay, it's the yoni, it's where the yoni of Sita, Shakti, sorry, not Sita, Shakti, fell. Kamakhya is the place where the yoni fell. So based on that, they gave her the name Kamakhya Devi. But in essence, she's still Kali. So the question here is this, as I said, when you hear everybody singing, they always go for Kama. So they go, I mean, they don't sing it the way I'm going to sing, but this is the words they have. Klim, 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 Kamakhya Devi Swaha. You can't understand karma without purity, without love, without dignity and grace. So you need Bhuvaneswari here. So Bhuvaneswari is cream. And you cannot have all of this unless you have Shreem there. Because Shreem gives you that inner divinity, that pleasure, that grace. You know, I feel divine. That grace you have to feel. You have to feel the power of love. You need to be happy with yourself. Otherwise, you still get caught with karma only. So you need to go beyond just karma. And then because Kamakhya and Kali are one, then what about Kali's Bija mantra? Cream. So the new one I'm going to give you all today, that includes both of you who have learned with me, it's going to be a bit different. Reem, Kleem, Shreem, Kreem, Kamakhya Devi Swaha. You hear now in that mantra you find Kreem, Kleem, Shreem, Kreem. So you have Bhuvaneswari, you have Kamaraja, or Kali in another form, or the fluid in your womb. Then Shreem, that gives you that grace, inner prosperity, inner divinity, beauty. Then Kreem, Krim, for Kali. So you're calling all the personalities there, not just pleasure, not just karma. Okay? Then you feel that you want to send all the energy down only to the vagina and you want a bit of power. Then you can do instead of cream, you can do clean again. Or you can do, okay, this is the way you go. Hreem, Kleem, Shreem, Kreem, Kamakhya Devi Swaha. Doing two cleans or one clean, one of each of them. Because whatever you do, you're still sending down the sound to your vagina or for men, around your pubic bone area. Okay, you're sending the energy to the genitals in whichever way you look at it. Because you got to remember always that you're not going to enjoy karma without divinity. You're not going to enjoy karma if you don't respect both the lingam and the yoni as divine tools. It's not there for just pleasure, okay? It's there to create. You're supposed to make babies with it, or you're supposed to meditate with it. So you either meditate or make babies. Because people have sex today for various reasons. To get a boyfriend, you have sex, or girlfriend, you have a sex. If you have a fight, you have sex to make up. You don't sit down and try to find love and create a stronger bridge between each other, but you soothe it up with sex. So what happens is this: next Sunday you have another fight. Like lately, people cannot leave the home. What do? They fight with each other. They end up with divorce. So the coronavirus has taught people that, this so-called I love you is not strong enough. It still will destroy the family. The only thing that would not destroy anything is how you sit down and take care of yourself, how much you love yourself. What is that grace that ignites within you? What is your contribution in this world today? That's another important question. Okay, we have spoken quite a bit today. So let's sit down and listen to, I like to hear everybody else. Do I hear anyone?
Questions or shares? I was asking if anyone had questions or shares while we have Babaji here.
Vidacom, Babaji, this is Tiffany. When you ask what have I learned, I am naturally a very analytical person, so I stay a lot in my head. And doing the mantras is forcing me, I wouldn't use the word force, but it allows me to come out of my head and drop into myself. It has been a challenge because for so many years, that's how I've operated and how I've lived my life. So these are the things that I'm actually learning. So when you ask that question, I wanted to make sure that I've put my voice into the chat to let you know that I really do appreciate you. I am learning discipline because so often I'm so used to using external things to heal myself, and learning that my voice, I hear the Bible talk about life and death and the power of the tongue, but realizing too that our voice and creates a lot of the healing, or it creates a lot of death,
Yeah.
So being mindful of what I speak and using my voice to heal myself. So I give thanks to you, Babaji.
Oh, pleasure, man. I'll be seeing you this week.
Yes, sir. I will see you this week.
Yep.
I'm in my new place now. There's nothing in here but me. Hopefully my furniture will be here sometime. But in the meantime, I'm here.
The most important thing, you got internet connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, is my voice, like, the whole voice thing. I sat back and listened to the videos and projecting my voice, like, being heard. I think it was more physical, is also spiritual, because here I am thinking that I'm speaking and there's nothing coming out.
Yeah.
That was it perplexed me for a second there. So I began to look at the spiritual aspects of that as well, So very powerful. Give thanks.
Yep, I'm happy. So
I'm
you
proud
like a
of
new place. Yeah.
We've had some conversations when we were in Tulum together. So I'm proud of the work you're doing, Tiffany.
Thank you.
We still have a conversation to have too, so I didn't forget about you.
Oh, give thanks, Aja.
Babaji, Teresa has a question or a share also.
Hi, Teresa.
Greetings, Babaji. Greetings, Aja.
Greetings.
Vanakkam. I just wanted to give thanks to you both. This part of my journey, I am learning to, just as what Tiffany said, bring in everything internally instead of seeking so many things from external things. I've learned so much and it's kind of hard to pinpoint just one thing, but just my own balance with masculinity and femininity, and um, even more
You still have forgotten one thing.
to
Smile when you
smile.
speak, especially with
I
me.
know. Yes, I get so serious when I'm having thoughts.
No, don't be serious. Life is about romance. There's no
Mhm.
seriousness in romance. It's the flow in romance.
Right. And just accepting and honoring who I am. Yesterday I saw a friend that I hadn't seen in so long, and she told me we're around the same age. I've known her for 15 years, and she told me that she looked up to me. And it was kind of difficult for me to receive that, but I'm learning to be receptive of words like that so that I can internalize them. But the first thing I can do is say, well, what about you? You know,
Mm.
you see me, don't look up to me, look at me, because I see you too. And I just noticed that being able to be receptive of words like that and really thinking about what I'm living and what my legacy would be and what I'm bringing is, I actually thought about like a eulogy. If I was to be gone tomorrow, what imprint did I live on this world? And I think that that's something that I want to continue to live by. And
Yep.
working with you all helped me so much on this journey, and just really appreciating that and wanting to leave, especially with Aja about, you know, beautification, leave something more beautiful than what I first came about. So leaving it more beautiful than when I first seen it or saw it
No,
or whatever.
first thing you have to remember that you are already beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you didn't realize your beauty.
Yes.
You're learning now to realize that inner divinity in you.
Yes. And I'm so excited for Tiffany too. I'm so happy you have your new place.
Yeah, because you got to remember
Thank you,
that
sis.
you, like many others, you've done a lot of work in your past life. You came here, you forgot about it. And thank God you met Asha and then you met me. But more thank God is this, you're now determined to do a practice. You see, there's a lot of people who meet me, but there's very few Ashas and very few Eurikas out there who actually say, okay, I've learned this. What am I going to use it? How am I going to use it? I've known students who I've taken them to, I walked with them, not taken them. I walked with them into a space that a lot of women would never experience in their lifetime. And then they walk away and go back to normal mundane living. The madness of running around trying to catch the tail. So the question is, what legacy are you going to leave behind? You have a daughter. What legacy
Yeah,
are you going to give her? Leave for her to say, my mother was this. Instead, my mother was an alcoholic, or my mother was weak, or my mother was a hot-tempered woman, or she's always fighting, always doing this. What are you going to leave behind is more important than what path she can follow. As mothers, you all are first gurus. Your role in this universe is of paramount importance. You start in the womb. Until the tomb, your influence will be felt by the child. So the question is this, what legacy you want to leave behind? Not that
are you
you,
asking me that,
no,
or are you?
you, everyone, everyone that is here who is or who wants to be part of a child's journey, even for a man, okay? The men are not left behind, okay? We only have to learn how to worship the female because we have a man in among us. Can you tell us what do you think about it?
I can maybe give you what I think about it. From my experience, it's been a very difficult journey of respecting the feminine, not necessarily inside of myself, but me being a very needing a lot of respect for myself, so I'm an advocate for equal, like, respect, give and take. So I always found it, my inner feminine wants that much respect, that I always find that really difficult when I don't receive it in the same way that I want to give it, that I can give it out. And also, obviously, in society, we just don't have that so ingrained, you know. And I have a friend, one of my closest friends, who is my inspiration because he knows how to respect his partner in it's such a, like, a simple thing, but I can see the benefit that comes from it, of treating her like his queen. And I truly see that. But I do personally find it difficult because, again, like, that equal, my inner feminine has that in, I have that in myself as well, so I need that too. So it's just
No, we have the inner feminine and masculine within each one of us. The most important thing, I think, it's not about whether this is Kali Yuga, okay? And it's very difficult, like, it's got to be extremely difficult to find a partner who dances with you, okay? So basically, you have to sit down and say, I want to dance. Either dance alone or dance with someone. But the most important thing is you have to learn to dance on yourself first. Dance with yourself, love yourself, enjoy that gift that the world, I mean, the universe has given you. Are you legless, handless? You know, have you got a twisted face? No, you got everything perfect. So what is wrong with that? I mean, you got the hair that I don't have. I would love to have the long hair like you have. I'm going bald. Okay, so the question is this, but then I have a better beard than yours.
That color, I like.
Yeah, so the question, the important thing is to love yourself, is to enjoy that feminine within yourself and the masculine within yourself and dance. I used to remember when in my younger days, I used to go out dancing every other day or sometime every day in the week because there's some nice music somewhere. And I used to go for it. And you know what? I never danced with anyone else, only alone. Because I realized when I'm trying to dance with someone, I'm trying. You don't try to dance with someone. You have to just dance. So I danced alone for years.
That's what I'm doing now, basically.
Even when I like someone and I really want to date someone, and when I meet the person in the dance hall, I walk away from them and I go and dance on my own. Because that time, that dance is for me, to connect with my inner self, not about connecting with somebody else. Because if I can't connect with my inner self, there's no way that I will ever connect with somebody else. So stop trying to find it from somebody else. Because this is Kali Yuga. A lot of times you have to sort of accept what comes in the plate and try to find the best out of the plate. Then to sit down and say, I want the plate to be this way. You understand?
Yeah. Thank you.
So just smile and enjoy being you, being that perfect you. And find that love, that joy, that dance within you. The music is inside of you, not outside of you. What you don't have, you can't receive, can you? And what you don't have, you can't give either. So you got to learn to build your own personality first, before even thinking of a relationship. That goes to everyone here. Relationship is a dance. It's the music is inside of you. And you have to connect with the music outside of you to the music inside of you. You can't say, oh, I want the music to be this way. Nothing comes to you that way in a silver platter, okay? You have to make it a silver platter. But first, within yourself. You got the idea? And that's why we do mantras. You know, we try to balance our male and female within our body. That's why Chinnamasta is good mantra as well. You keep attending every Saturday and you will find your answers here. Anybody else?
Thank you, Babaji. Sometimes whenever you're ready for us to speak, sometimes I'm just marinating on everything you're saying. So it's hard to like come up with a question because the conversation in general is so beautiful. I'm like, wow, I'm just thinking about times that it really correlates and does correlate with my life and just so many experiences I'm going through, especially when you're talking about dancing. And I love that you guys were talking about how, you know, just dancing on your own and not trying to make anyone dance with you. You learn, no matter what song is playing, you dance. Like I really love that. Like that's so true.
You have to find the music inside of you. And you can only do it by yourself. Once you found it, then you can dance with others. And I still don't guarantee there's going to be smooth sailing. At least one thing it won't be. It won't destroy you. You still become the rock because you found that magic inside of you. Okay, my dear?
Thank you, Babaji.
Yep. Anybody else? Am I to say that everybody understands everything and you're happy and I can say, Vanakkam and see you next week? Or do you have any questions?
Always a beautiful opportunity. No, I was just going to encourage some more questions.
I'm sorry. I got one more question. It's on my mind because I'm about to go in. I go to work on Saturdays. After this, I go to work. And I know like everything, like when problems arise, it's like a deeper look into ourselves and, you know, what we can continue to practice on and cultivate within. But I would love some advice on how to work alongside people sometimes that it's difficult. You have to work with them because you're in that space. But when it comes to dancing and making a harmonious dance, how do you work with people where the dance isn't so harmonious?
No, the question is you're looking to dance with them. Why don't you dance with yourself and see them as part of the dance? You know, when I used to go out dancing, you know, a lot of Westerners, when they dance a monkey dance, I call it. If you go to a normal pub, normal dance hall, if you go to a gay dance hall, perfect. They all dance like human beings, or most of them do. But if you go to a normal dance hall, you find a lot of monkeys jumping like, you know, monkeys with their arms swinging all over the place. And I'm a small person living in the West. And those guys are, you know, 5'8", 5'9", 6 foot, and their arms are so big. And imagine if it hits my head, I'll be flat on the ground. And I have to be conscious that I don't get into their way and still enjoy my dance. So you create a shield for yourself that protects you from everybody. I never got touched once. And mind you, I'm nearly every day out there before. Till 1990, from 87, I used to be nearly out every day and night. I work very hard in the daytime and I dance very hard at night. That's my yoga, dancing. But you have to do it every day. You can't give excuses. Okay, Jack, Jill, Tom, they all don't, you know, they are pain in my bum. Just smile. You have a beautiful smile. Keep smiling and they will change. The minute you start moaning, they will do it even worse for you. whatever they want to do, let them do. You just keep smiling. Okay? You promise me that?
Yes, I promise. Thank you, Babaji.
Good. Good. That's what we need. We need to change the world. The world needs more smiles, more happiness. Okay, anybody else? Thank you everybody for being here. Like to say vanakkam,
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
and I'll see you all next week.
See you next
Vanakkam,
week.
Babaji.
Vanakkam.
Thank you so much, Babaji. Vanakkam.
Pleasure. See you all. See you next week. Bye.
Bye, Ajasha. Bye, Babaji. Love you.
Love
Love
you.
you. Vanakkam.
Love you, Yurika. Everybody, love you all.